I see.
Owned. Hello, Internet.
Oh shit, it's the internet. We act natural.
I knew it. Woo!
What? You didn't say anything?
Lush.
I'd have done a shot.
Yeah, we would have had
Lush.
shots with you.
If I knew we were drinking, I would have made
That means I
myself
gotta
a drink.
go all the way downstairs.
Mhm.
It is Wednesday,
Internet.
sir.
I'm not doing a shot. I may go.
I'll do a shot. Anybody else doing a shot?
Nope.
Damn, I'll be right
I don't
back.
even know
I'd
if I
go
have-
all the
All
way
right,
downstairs.
I'll do one with you, Dustin.
We have whiskey, Tina. And
Oh,
bourbon.
yeah, no, that would be bad for tomorrow.
Mhm.
I'm right here. I am right here. What's up,
He's
Internet?
all
How you doing, babies? I'll get this out. I'll get this
No.
done real
Oh.
quick. Then I'll
Oh,
go get
okay.
my drinky poops. All right. Yeah.
Drinky poops.
My cat is up there. I don't know if
Yeah, I
you
was
can
gonna say, did you knock
see
her out of her perch?
She's just like glaring down
She's
at the
just
chair.
watching.
So anyway, hi Internet. It's great to see you again. Welcome back. I loved you and missed you. So first thing I want to talk about is Inkarnate. Now Inkarnate is a map making tool that you can make your own custom maps for any of your fantasy game needs. It's a blast, and you will accidentally spend 8 hours on there and then question your life choices, but then not really actually question them because you just made a badass map. Just saying. Speaking of badass, Hero Forge is another awesome site that we like to encourage here.
One hell
If you
of
ever
a
want to make
segue.
yourself into an action figure, you guys hear this spiel every week. This is my LARP character, or one of them. He's retired now. R.I.P. baby. And he's not actually dead in game. He's not dead. He's just retired. He's an emperor, which is great. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I don't think you realize you're in the presence of an emperor. Excuse me.
Shall I proceed?
But yeah, check out Inkarnate, check out Hero Forge. You're gonna have a blast on both of them, and I'm gonna go get a shot.
A lot of noises happening.
No, I just did a back. I did a back leg kick in a really sad. I was like, eh.
Oh.
So, Cujo,
And on that,
what were you
and on
doing your
that
shot
disappointment,
of?
I am doing Bumbu, which is a really delicious spiced rum. I will show. Yeah, it's very good. I will show people the bottle because it is wonderful.
I do not
Not sponsored,
tend-
but if you want.
Yeah. I can't really see it because of the glare, but
Yeah.
it's damn good. No, seriously, I will. Yeah. Oh my god, so damn good.
So I don't tend to keep garbage liquor in my house, so I can't in good conscience do shots. But I will be drinking a Bizarro Redbreast 12-year.
Oh. Who's the emperor now?
Yeah, that's not true.
I dumped that shit. That shit ended up in the sink. Along with like a dozen other bottles.
It's really rude to refer to Cujo's mouth as the sink, but all right.
No point.
Up next
Sorry,
is
wrong
the
stream, wrong stream. Sorry.
Yeah, that's the OnlyFans stream.
Yeah.
That was damn.
That was good.
Don't know where to go from that, do you?
I love that the entire time we have been off of the intro screen, Streamlabs didn't have my microphone set up properly, so they heard all of you, but not me.
But not you.
So yeah.
Oh,
That's what happens when you take a shot before stream. Anyway,
Yeah.
in case it wasn't clear before, welcome to tonight's episode of Decisions and Dragons. Another quick couple shout outs to Monument Studios for the awesome music that you will be hearing tonight on stream. They have gigabytes worth of Hollywood grade ambient music and the foliage, whatever you want to call it. Wow, that vodka though. That you can use for your independent projects that is copyright free. I just enjoy giving them a shout out because they're awesome. And also, if you use the code NerdHouse15, you get 15% off of your order. I seriously recommend it. They just released an expansion for their recent pack, which includes music inspired by Diablo 4, The Last of Us Part 2. Just go and support them. They're wonderful. Also, quick shout out to Sirenscape, which is our soundboard of choice. For Wednesday nights. I'm a big fan of immersion. I'm a big fan of having ambient noise while we play games because it's awesome and it really gets me in the mood, and these people as well. So if you sign up for their membership, you can have access to all of their sound sets, which includes sound sets for Wizards of the Coast, Paizo, not, well, I suppose technically Cthulhu, but you can adapt it to whatever you want. Settlers of Catan, that was the game I was looking for. And Cyberpunk, Starfinder, insert genre here, Sirenscape will have it. Go check them out. They are wonderful. And then lastly, Foundry Virtual Tabletop, which is our virtual tabletop of choice. As you can see, we are not all in the same place. Oh my god, that's so crazy. It's episode
not?
70. You should know this by now. But Foundry is an awesome online tabletop that enables us to play from across the country. So definitely look them up. It works with whatever system they have a module for, and there's a whole bunch of customization that you can also include. So if you wanted to have little fireworks go off when it's somebody's turn, you can totally do that. That's a module I just made up. Get on it, internet. Make it happen. Anyway,
That was really
Brian.
aggressive.
did you do your shot?
Oh no, I was waiting. I
Oh, do
wasn't
your
sure.
thing, buddy.
Oh, did you guys already do
No,
yours?
Not an option.
Oh yeah, this is my Apollo 13 shot glass that I've had for probably, I don't know,
Since it
15
came
years.
out.
Yeah, since the Apollo
the movie
13
that
incident.
New movie came out.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
I know Dustin is drinking some whiskey. I don't know that anybody
I'm
else.
drinking. I already started.
Cool.
I'm not taking a shot.
No, I have to go to the office tomorrow. I'm sorry.
It's all
I'm
right.
going to the office
It's all
tomorrow.
right. Here's to you. Here's to you all. Prost.
Here's the thing about that rum. It is delicious as a sipper, but shooting it, I'm sure that's, your expression. I'm sorry.
I was doing this thing called trying to breathe, and
Yeah, don't do
I
that.
finally, yeah, stop doing that.
Just stop it.
Not a good idea. 10 out of 10 would not recommend.
Yes. So, when last we left our intrepid heroes, they had finally arrived in the city of Whitestone after a long and arduous airship ride in which Evander may have just thrown a big old bucket of residuum into the engines to get them to go faster. He wasn't wrong. It was just a little faster than I think anybody was ready for. But you arrived in the city of Whitestone. You got a little acclimated. You managed to meet the Lord of Whitestone, Mr. Percival DeRollo, who invited you all to a dinner to essentially sit and have a discussion on the issues that you all are facing to see if they can help in any way. Afterwards, you all then met up with Gilmore and Marin and had a rather tense and very difficult conversation with her where you explained that she is, in fact, the primal of Bivin and did not originate in Exandria. As such, her memories and her story was conjured by the cosmic rules, as they are called, in order to make her fit with her new environment. After a tense and emotional reaction, she asked for some time to come to grips with this, and Gilmore essentially told you all that whatever you would need, he would provide to make sure that his daughter would be kept safe should she have to return to Bivin, but also to assist in whatever way possible to, I believe it was, kick that fuck's ass, referring to the Whispered One. that is where we left off. You guys are still in the Wild Rose Tavern. Marin is still upstairs. What do you guys do?
How long do we have until we are supposed to go to dinner?
It is early afternoon, so you surmise maybe a couple of hours before you have to head up to the castle to meet with the Dorolo family.
That's not enough time. Thurston has to go start getting ready.
Well,
It's not enough time.
should we all put our things down? And actually, are we going to stay here? Here?
Is there space to stay here?
With this being a tavern and an inn, there are multiple rooms that are available.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, we've stayed here before.
Yeah.
Right, but I
Didn't we
thought
stay in
Gilmore
the
had turned the
rooms before?
inside to his
Yeah.
workshop.
Yeah, I think I slept in a hallway.
You did. I
Mhm,
slept in the
mhm.
same one.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I might have passed out in the kitchen.
the kitchen area has been repurposed to be his workshop, so he could be close by in case Marin needed any help. But the rest of the establishment is, as you had last seen it, just a little less busy, given that nobody else is here.
Cito will probably just kind of follow around right now.
Okay.
Particularly because of the ending last week. I do apologize again, everybody.
Don't
You're good.
apologize.
Tornadoes and stuff.
It
Gotta stay
was
safe.
for safety purposes. Purposes.
Carapace house.
That vodka, though.
Cito did want to see the tree.
Cito did want
He
to see the
did.
tree.
So, I mean, I think we should probably all clean up before dinner.
See the tree before we head up to the castle.
On the way.
Sure.
All right. Is that the plan, other than Thurston spending 3 hours to get ready?
I do want to speak to Gilmore, but I want to wait till the room clears.
He's decreased the time a little bit. It's like 2.5 now.
If he knows that we're going to make a pit stop at the tree, he'll skinny it down to like
Like an hour.
I
Maybe.
was gonna say an hour and a half, but okay, fine.
All right. Well, is there anything else you guys would like to do while remaining in? I know Faraday, you were going to speak with Gilmore. Is there anything else anybody else wants to do while they're in the tavern?
Not me.
Okay.
Nothing in particular.
Okay. Then we'll say, as you guys start filing out, Faraday, you have your moment with Gilmore.
She'll kind of watching everyone go upstairs. She'll sneak away to the kitchen and kind of stand in the doorway. Arms crossed a little bit, but just kind of knock on the door frame. Watch him for a little bit, just to kind of watch him in his elements.
You can see he is combing through everything he had brought over. You see him open chests that seem to be bottomless. His full arm is extended underneath. He's pulling out weapons, potions. Basically, he's going through his inventory to see if there's anything at all that he could find to contribute to the effort here. But eventually, we'll say he, hears you knock on the frame. Oh, sorry, my love. How may I help you?
And like for a second, she kind of looks over her shoulder to make sure the tavern itself is cleared. And says, I just wanted to say that you shouldn't let that reaction make you question your choices. You did what you were asked of. And she'll come to terms with it.
That child means so much to me.
I think we all know that.
I just hope that when all of this is done, that there will be some way I appreciate it, Faraday. I've been coming to terms with these decisions that I've made since you rescued me. I only wish that I had the courage to have this conversation with her instead of leaving it to you. Because that's not fair to you or your friends.
But I understand it. Sometimes it's easier to let the universe do some of the dirty work. She may not appreciate it, but I get it.
Well, I appreciate it, Faraday. And he actually walks up and, like, at first, like, distances himself with, like, a questioning look, like, is it okay? And then
And she
you
kind of
away.
like, she hugs him back. And near the end of the hug, she kind of whispers, just a little quietly, almost to herself, but to him too. We'll find a way to keep the worlds not so separate. Because I don't think I could live with leaving them either.
He hugs a little bit tighter. Well, you see he pulls away and he's, you know, he had a little bit of a moment there. He prestidigitates the tears away because he wouldn't wipe them away with his hand. Who does that?
No, that's super basic. Why
yeah.
do that?
He'll even do it to you just in case. Like,
Yeah, she's a little teary. But she presses a kiss to his cheek and gives him kind of like, she does that very gently and then gives like a little bit of that like pat on the shoulder that may be a little more like, okay, kind of like.
Being vulnerable is just a pain. And he prestidigitates a couple more times as he feels more like build up.
Yeah.
But to prepare for battle.
Time for work.
And he turns and dives back into his equipment prep.
She'll leave it go upstairs. On the way, she'll stop at Marin's door, not to knock, just to kind of listen for a second.
Make a
Give her her
perception
space
check.
still. $24.
With a 24, you can hear the sounds of crying. But they're quiet. They're not she's not openly sobbing. She's just having her moment to come to grips with the truth of her situation. And it's a little heartbreaking to listen to.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there's this kind of thought that crosses your mind, like this was going to happen.
Inevitable.
Yeah, inevitably. And Marin's strong. You feel confident that she'll figure out a way through this.
I'll take because I've got my pack with me, so I'll rummage around for like a piece of paper and a writing utensil and just kind of scrawl out. If you need to talk it out or fight it out, I think I can relate. Just find me, sign it, fold it, slide under the door, and keep walking.
Okay. You walk out into the brisk air of Whitestone to rejoin your compatriots. The rest of you head towards... Where is the thingy? Where is my thingy? That's not a thing I should say on the internet, but you know what I mean. You start heading towards the center of town. And you can see all different kinds of people out on the streets. Everybody seems to have sort of an everyday excitement in their eyes. You see people of all different kinds and colors and lineages, all enjoying the peace that is Whitestone. As you get closer and closer to the tree, it does seem to almost loom larger and larger and larger, almost like the scope of just how incredibly huge this tree is coming more into view. Eventually, as you approach, you can see what looks like a priestess who's sort of walking with a bunch of smaller children and explaining, well, this is the Sun Tree. This was blessed by Pelor himself, and as such, it provides a consistent blessing to the people of our city. She's just sort of explaining the origins of the Sun Tree as its roots just sort of mammothly cut through the concrete cobblestone and sink into the ground. What would you guys like to do? Where is that?
So the Sun Tree is that big. It's that big tree. Yes.
It's a big tree.
Yes.
Okay. Cedo is gonna just be. He's kind of just going into kind of like almost like tunnel vision type moment, and just really focusing on the tree, and wants to go up and just put his hand on the bark. Can I also roll a perception check to see if there are any sort of seeds around from the tree?
Go ahead with the perception check.
Okay.
Maybe the hawker in the background can sell you some.
I think
Templeton.
I turned him off. No, I hear him.
Nope.
It's all good.
Okay.
All right, so that's gonna be 16.
Okay.
It's for the seeds. But yeah, like Cedo is just very taken back by this, just because of how enormous this tree is, and just how beautiful and everything it is.
So, you, with a 16, you look around. You don't see any particular seeds necessarily. You do see leaves that have fallen from the tree, but it looks. I will remove him. He will die. Okay, we're gonna try disabling that one. Sirenscape, I love you
The
to death.
disintegrate comes out just like from the right.
It's okay.
A rock falls from the sky, crushes.
Sirenscape, I love you, but that dude. Okay.
I enjoyed it. Whatever.
Yeah. The leaves of the tree that you do see strewed about are quite large, and even though they have fallen, they still have a little bit of the red in them that you can see in all of the beautiful leaves. This tree looks like it's perpetually in autumn, so it's got oranges and reds and everything sort of filling up the tree's leaves. Its limbs and its branches look healthy. As you place your hand against the sun tree, you feel this difficult to describe sense of warmth. And it's internal. It's not through your hand. You just feel almost like the contentment you feel having a cup of hot apple cider in the middle of autumn, and it's just that perfect sensation. Like it's
Like
that
almost
comfort.
almost like a warm hug to the senses.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And you. Okay, now we have a chicken to worry about.
Now there's a chicken.
And a chicken just
All right.
walks by.
Brindletown is not Whitestone. Okay, that's more just for me.
What are chickens illegal in Whitestone? What's going on here?
So
You can't just outlaw chickens.
Watch me.
So when I am walking up, I'm gonna just try to find like whatever leaf stands out the best or the most to me, I will pick it up, and as I touch the bark, I say thank you for the gift.
Actually, you touch the bark, and you speak the words, and you feel that warmth just get a little bit warmer.
Oh. My heart.
My heart. As you do, you all hear behind you. Oh, good. What a blast from the past this is. And you look and see a little gnome with long white hair, female. She looks like she's wearing like nicer prison garb, as she's got chains between her arms and her ankles as she is sweeping through the square around the tree. And you can see not too far away is a Whitestone guard who has the end of the chain, just kind of keeping an eye on her. Well, did you come for a picnic? Those of you who recognize her would know her as Elissa, the gnome who tried to rob, I believe it was Thurston and Cadriel at
Yeah,
the
she shot me.
very beginning of this campaign.
You shot Cad.
Yeah, she shot you with a gun that should not exist in Exandria.
Gilmore told us about her, or at least recognized the name. He laughed.
So she is just glaring daggers at all of you as she is cleaning up the fallen leaves around the square. And the one guard is like walking along with her, like I could be doing anything else and be happier. Go ahead, Cedar.
Does she have? Is it like a garbage bag? Like she have like a pail of some sort? I'm assuming.
She does have this large fabric bag that she is sweeping the discarded leaves and junk into, that she sweeps up.
Okay, I'm gonna walk up to, in a very calm fashion. Clearly, Cito's can see she's
doing her community service.
She's doing her community service, trying to serve her sentence. But he's gonna walk up. Hey, question to a fellow gnome. First off, hi, I'm Cito. When you've been cleaning up, have you seen any seeds? Have you cleaned up any seeds at all from the tree?
She just gives you a look of like, A, you are way too happy. And B, I don't care what your name is. She's just like, no, it's not that kind of tree.
What do you mean?
It's a divine tree. It's not going to just have seeds. If it does, then it's probably already been swooped up and taken to some other religious site in this godforsaken world.
That's interesting, because that's not usually how trees work.
Yeah,
Thank you for the information.
Trees typically aren't that tall, now are they?
You know what? You'd be surprised. You'd be surprised. I mean, that's the tallest tree I've ever seen. But
You do like the hand on the shoulder. You'd be surprised.
yeah, I'd like the slight whisper. You'd be surprised. That's right.
Oh, you poor
Like
fool.
almost undiscernible. Like it's like what?
Well, great. This was fun.
Well, you have the greatest job ever, and I hope you have the greatest day ever. And I'm gonna keep this leaf if that's okay.
As you say you have the greatest job ever, the guard who's got the chain just kind of picks up some of the slack on the chain just in case she tries to leap at Cito.
But the guard doesn't have a problem with us just idly conversing with this person.
It's community
Okay.
service.
Makes this day interesting.
Yeah.
Alright.
This is the most interesting thing to
I'm
happen.
Not harassing her.
Yeah. Plus, like, not only is there that guard, but it's also Whitestone. The guards here are a little bit more perceptive given their equipment. So they'll know if somebody's trying to cause some shenanigans with the prisoner.
I believe we have a dinner to get to, don't we?
Well, I hope you have some good wine.
We probably will.
Oh god, that's the worst jinx.
Cad's gonna start like walking towards the Derolo castle, but like walk right through the leaves that she's been sweeping and kick the pile. Also, let her dagger drop into
nice.
her hand from her sleeve and make like a little tiny slice in the bag as she walks by. This bitch shot her. She's not having it.
Wait, what is Cad doing?
Kicks
Cutting
the pile of
open the-
leaves,
Shanking a bag.
and she's cutting a slice in the bag.
I'm gonna need a sleight of hand check from you.
Okay.
Yes, I know. I'm asking the rogue to do the rogue thing. So
She could still roll a 1.
I'm gonna guess 30.
I can't roll less than a 23.
I was close.
Okay, well,
23.
She does notice you kick the leaves, but she doesn't notice you slice the bag. And as you walk by, she'll just say, "You have absolutely no problem kicking somebody when they're down. How heroic of you." And she just starts sweeping the shit back up.
yeah, I actually say something. I just turned to Cad. Cad, that's rude. We don't need that.
Well, shooting me was rude
Yeah.
too. So it's too bad. But out, Dermot. And she just keeps walking.
But on the contrary, now there's 2 piles. That's amazing.
Cujo, I am
Tito's optimism. I love it so much.
Cujo, I'm actually gonna cast Prestidigitation to create like a small puff of air, and I am going to try and reform that pile of leaves or refuse.
Okay.
And
I would like to
apologize.
assist you in the reformation of the leaf pile. I can mage hand some. Give him a sweep.
She quickly, her whole body language shifts as she basically finishes yelling at Cad, then turns and sees 2 of the same party, like working on like fixing it. And she's like, "What? Okay, I don't need your pity either."
No, that was rude.
But everyone deserves common decency,
And a second chance.
regardless if you shot her or not.
Should have shot her in the head. She just keeps sweeping together.
When that's
I'm sure
said,
she can say the same thing to you. So,
Thurston, go ahead.
Thurston's not gonna cast witch bolt like he did last time, but he's just gonna start the spell enough that his hand there's just a little bit of lightning. As soon as she says that, she looks at him, or he looks at her, I should say. Not playing my own gender in a character.
Wow, that's a real big like. I know you're all about keeping secrets about characters, but damn,
Oh my god.
you've
If
been
that was
innocent the
another
entire
reveal.
time.
Thurston
prison.
doesn't know what gender he is either.
It's true.
I mean,
valid.
that's to be fair. Yeah.
It's also fair.
is it
Changelings.
like that scene in the Gamers 2 when it's the guy doing the
Switch back and forth.
Yeah.
actions, and then forgets that he's a girl and the actress who's playing that character, and they literally just tag it. Wait, I forgot I'm a chick.
As you brandish your electrical energy, make me an intimidation check.
Oh yeah. Oh, actually, that's dirty 20.
Dirty 20. She still looks visibly annoyed, but she doesn't say anything further. specifically after seeing the glow of the crackling energy in your hands, and she just sort of shakes her head and then goes back to her work. It's at this point, as she's sweeping into the bag, that she notices the slice through the bottom. And you just see her kind of like deflate a little bit. Guard, I need a new bag. And he goes, seems to work just fine from my perspective. And she just deflates a little bit more. And then just keeps trying to do what she can with the damaged equipment that she now has. But eventually she does sort of meander away with that guard. She's still, around the tree, but, she is going to just continue doing her shit and then leave you guys to your own devices. What would you guys like to do at this point? You still have the city open to you. I'd say about 2 hours-ish until dinner with the Derolos.
Cujo, as she turns to walk away, I am going to full view of the guard, getting the guard's attention first, but I'm going to put a hand on her shoulder, and with my other hand, I'm going to cast Mending on the bag, and I'm going to look her right in the eyes and say, I implore you to learn something from these events.
Make a persuasion check.
I'll be right back.
Do your thing.
Persuasion,
Billion.
31.
That was close.
Jesus. She finds Jesus. No, she looks at you and then at the bag.
She marries Jesus at that point.
Yeah. I'd like to change my name to Mary Magdalene. She looks between you, Dermot, and the bag. And there's this moment where she, you can tell she's kind of going through the life choices. Because we all have that moment where we're like, yeah, let's actually take inventory of all the shit that we've done.
Yeah.
And
consider everything that got you to this point, and then consider everything that happened in the last 30 seconds.
Mhm.
You can take one of two paths. Choose a path and choose very wisely.
she'll eventually nod and just say, I appreciate it. Sorry. And she'll...
I'm not the one to apologize to. Though I wouldn't apologize now. Perhaps someday. And I'll turn to leave.
All right. You step away, and she continues her work. If anything, a little bit more conscientious of why she's there doing what she's doing. Excuse me. But you have a couple of hours. Cito has a big old smile on his face. Tell me what you guys are going to do.
I will also just, before I leave, I will tell her, I hope you have the best time picking up these beautiful leaves. And, because I guess I was kind of standing there during all that, so... just
Like
Ciro
super awkward,
also has no idea why Cad fucking hates this person.
So
He's
yeah,
like, different colored leaves. Start digging through.
yeah, dig it through. Yeah. So basically, yeah, I would just be like, I hope you have a great time picking up all these leaves, and yeah, I gotta go now.
Yeah, go Do your thing.
Nice meeting you. And he leaves.
She waves, and the chains like bounce against itself a little bit. But all right. So, what you guys want to do? Any shopping you guys want to do? There's a bakery to check out. There's many places you could take a look. Anything before going to dinner you guys would like to do?
I think Kat
I
would
want to
probably-
fill up on pastries before
Yeah.
dinner.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think Kat would go towards the Slayer's cake, also to make sure her mom's like gotten settled there.
Okay.
And because, delicious cakes and goodies.
You enter. Well, let me rephrase. You joined the line that is out the door, not as much as when you had arrived, as some time has passed at this point. The breakfast, early lunch rush is starting to die down. But you are eventually escorted into the Slayer's Cake, where you can see, first off, it smells like the most inviting smell of freshly baked bread and cakes and cookies. You smell some chocolate, you smell, cinnamon. You get all those delicious aromas the moment you step through the door. In addition, you can see that on the back splash behind the counter is this beautiful mural of Vox Machina, but instead of weapons, they each have a form of bread or cake or something. So Pike, instead of her mace, she's got what looks like a fork, and on top of it is just a birthday cake with lit candles. And the
Amazing.
candles are lit in a sort of holy light. Vex has... Well, what would Vex have? She's got a bow and arrow. We'll say she's got like a
Baguette and a knife.
Yeah, a baguette and a knife. Yep. Vax has 2 croissants for daggers. Grog has what looks like a giant cookie instead of an axe at the end. And then you notice distinctly that Percy is on there, but he's like in the corner and like very
the
clearly
chef.
maybe elected to not be depicted in this way.
He's like reading the newspaper, drinking coffee, like full dad mode.
He
Yes.
has the recipe book.
Yes. You can
Just doing
spot
the books, okay?
you spot Scanlan and Tarion, both with Scanlan's hand and Tarian's magical rod, that both have full cakes and just pastries and cookies everywhere. And it's beautiful. It's very well lit. This is a very warm atmosphere you're stepping into. You do see Azalee, I believe. That is the pronunciation, correct?
Mhm.
Cool. Azalee is behind the counter. She's not front-facing with customers. You see that is reserved for a halfling wearing a white wig, wearing a apron that looks somewhat like Pike's armor, as she is helping the customers get what they want ordered. Another person behind the counter is dressed somewhat like Vex. It's not Vex at all. But they've essentially tried to make it as cheesy as possible. But these people behind the counter are happy. They are totally content to be working here. You do see Azalee. She is excitedly kneading a bunch of dough. Looks like it's going to make for a large loaf of bread. But she does sort of peek up at all the people who are in line, and we'll say she does spot you, and she gives it an excited wave.
Looks like you're settling in nicely.
Yeah, I gotta say, this is the nicest little bakery I have ever been in. It's so nice. The people are so nice. And she looks, and like the other workers are like, look at her with like fond smiles and love and all that stuff. Like she's already ingratiated herself really, really well. But she says, I do get an employee discount if you guys want to get something for yourself.
It's okay, Mom. We have plenty.
Oh,
No need to abuse the discount just now.
No. Hey, I got this is my daughter. This is Cad. short for Cadriel, and you see like all the people not only working behind the counter, but also the people in line are like, "Hey, Cadriel!" Like everyone's waving. You know,
Was this an AA meeting?
she used to be such a fan of my cinnamon cookies when she was a little one. Her and her sister would have them all the time. But as she grew up, the lemon squares are now the fan favorite, if I recall.
Yes, definitely Arthea's favorite.
You see her perk up at lemon squares.
But the bakery is open to you. I take it you guys would like to buy all of the pastries, yes?
Yes.
Okay, tell me how much you are buying.
I don't know. Cat would probably buy like a baker's dozen and some coffee.
Joke's on us, this is a Panera.
That will be $500.
Yes. Bougie Panera, according to Brian. Every time I eat Panera
Whatever.
now, I'm like, oh God, I just hear Brian yelling at me in my head.
Well, aren't you bougie tonight?
Ugh, whatever.
I mean, Panera is really bougie. Let's put that
It's
out there.
not that bougie.
I just listen. When I worked there for 5 years, and I just missed the employee discount. Like, I still am mourning it. And that was 15 years ago.
Jesus. We'll say that you guys get more than enough. You get a plot amount of pastries, and I'll say for 3 gold. We'll say that you guys went a little above and beyond. So think of a fun little pastry you would love to have picked up from the Slayer's Cake, and it is yours. It is in your inventory.
Kirsten is reminding everyone that we do have dinner coming up, and it would be rude not to have a decent appetite when we eat with the Durolos.
Oh, you're meeting with the
Oh.
people in charge of the
got
Whitestone.
cat voice.
Cadriel, do you have your fancy clothes? Do you have a dress?
No.
Did you
Yes,
include your
yes,
Do you
Mom.
have your makeup kit with you? Cat.
I'm sure
no,
it's-
no. She already sees the eyes and immediately scurries into the back.
Oh God.
She comes back with like this small like leather pouch that you immediately recognize Cat as being her makeup kit. And she's like, "You're gonna borrow this, and you're gonna make sure that you look nice and pretty."
Cat's like
neat and-"
digging in the bag of holding. I think she eventually pulls hers out, but there's probably like a dagger stuck in the handle. It's fine. I have it right here.
That is, you still have that? How long has that been damaged like that?
I'm just gonna
I don't
pluck
know,
the
it just
dagger
got
out.
stuck.
The
Uh-oh.
entire time I've known her,
No, we didn't get this dagger until like 2 months in, I think.
all of the daggers look the same to me.
This one's the poisoned one, I think. Is this one
Rhodes,
poisoned?
it's 2023. You can't say all daggers look the same.
There are more than one poisoned ones. It's fine. It just holds the zipper closed.
Your mom's right
Cadriel?
though. You probably shouldn't use the makeup that might have been touched by the poison dagger.
It's fine.
It's true.
See,
Cadriel.
Cito agrees. You can have a pastry, Cito.
Thank you. May I also have some coffee?
Oh yeah, I've got a cup right back here. And she pours a fresh cup and just hands it.
I
regret
just
that.
grab it and chug it.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh
Rujo,
God.
I don't want to be rude, so I just order a trinket.
Okay.
bear
You
claw.
get
Is it a bear claw?
claw. Yeah.
It's a bear claw.
Yeah.
Of course
It
it's a
is-
bear claw.
It is the most delicious bear claw you've ever had, and you're from the
Oh, I don't
Feywild?
eat it.
Just kidding. I'm gonna.
I don't eat it yet. I'm gonna save it for dessert after dinner with the Derolos.
Can I have a chocolate croissant?
I'm a satyr, not a monster. I'm not gonna spoil my appetite.
This is like midnight snack after too many drinks.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Uh,
those are always good.
Cito, you get both your coffee and your chocolate croissant. And Azalee says, "Caddy, you are meeting with the Lord and Lady of Whitestone. and therefore you need to look your best. So, before you go, you need to stop by back here just so I can see what your dress is like. And then I can help you braid your hair and all that sort of stuff.
It's fine.
At braid your hair, you hear one of the employees kind of like,
Mom, I think Pike needs you tonight, so I'm sure Arthea can help me braid my hair, and Thurston always makes sure that we're looking ship shape.
well, if that's the case, Arthea, and you get the mom look.
You see her take a step back, where it's just like, oh,
She's got like a lemon square halfway to her mouth, like,
I need you to make sure that my daughter looks decent. And by decent, I mean beautiful. I just
She
said
always looks
decent because she would
beautiful.
want to be decent, but you know what I mean.
but she always looks beautiful.
Okay, that was kind of cute. And her, like, mother look exterior, like, melts a little bit.
I'll make sure that she doesn't have any blood on her clothes and that she's wearing the appropriate. We have fancy clothes. We've picked up things along the way. And Thurston's
Alright.
very good at hair.
Well, I would hope so. Do you comb it every morning?
Multiple times a day. I was about
I
to.
knew I liked you, Caddy. I'm just saying. He's got a good head on his shoulders.
Good.
Cad at this point has stealthed behind
there
Fairy.
is no, she is fucking dying, and like has that like was totally cool being the shield from the parent for a second until that moment, and just like immediately ducks out of the shop,
Yeah.
like out of the bakery in the street.
Dermot
That
looks
is
at you
it.
and says, "I'm sorry. I will never not call you Caddy now."
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, I hope your dinner goes well. Give my regards to the Lord and Lady. And make sure you compliment them on their food. Doesn't matter how bad it is. Because you never know with some of those higher up types, it might not be the best. But, just make sure you compliment them. You're being invited into their home.
We're acquainted with them, so, we've already established the relationship there. Don't worry.
All right. Well, enjoy your pastries. And if you need more, come on by.
Cad just slips out.
All right. You all are flush with pastries of all different kinds, including a trinket, aka a bear claw. But-
I tip my hat to her and just say it was a pleasure as always to see you.
Oh, it's so nice seeing you again, Dermot. I love your hat. And actually, real quick,
Thank you so much.
are you in Faraday?
Oh my god.
No.
Oh, well, that's fine too.
I am Faraday's wingman.
Oh, I wish someone would be the wingman for Caddy, but well, that's okay. She'll find someone eventually.
Provided she doesn't kill him first.
That would be a plus. Yeah. If they could be living, preferable. Anyway, go get ready for your dinner and enjoy yourselves.
Thank you
I
so much for
will-
the croissant and the coffee.
Oh, God.
You are just the cutest. I'll tell you what. Anytime
Thanks.
you want coffee, you come right back here, and I will have a fresh pot ready for you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you very much. He zooms out. He zooms out.
Look this up.
She hears Cad call from the doorway. You should make him a sweater too.
Oh, don't worry. I'm already working on it.
Cedo is gonna try and zoom to find a seed shop of some sort.
Okay. Make a perception check.
All right. All right.
Why did you have to say that out loud?
Because I've been thinking it for the last like hour.
You just couldn't contain it.
I've been
anymore.
thinking it for the last hour. It's just building up.
23.
23. With a 23, you do see a gardening shop.
Okay.
It doesn't have a lot of foot traffic, but there are, one or two people inside. And you can see shelves filled with all different kinds of beautiful flowers. You see one shelf that looks like it's dedicated to just vine work. And you can see well, actually, we're going to do something new here. You see a Eladrin behind the counter. I believe it is still spring.
Summer.
Summer. It is summer at this point. And you see that she is in the middle of discussing with a customer. Yes, this particular flower needs a lot of sun and a lot of care. If you don't feel that you can care for it adequately, please do not hold us responsible, as it is in your hands at this point. We must include that with every sale that we make with this particular brand of flowers. So, anyway, enjoy your flowers. And she just slides them across to that customer.
Cedo is very fidgety. In fact, is kind of like walking around in a small circle, just waiting to.
The moment that customer walks away, she looks down. Hello, how can I help you?
Oh my gosh! Hi, how are you doing? Hey, I need to buy some seeds. Do you have seeds? Are you a seed provider of seeds?
We are gonna go ahead and have you speak a little bit slower.
My name is Cedo. Nice to meet you. What's your name?
Okay, this is gonna be fun. Pardon me while I go to another site that I should have shouted out at the beginning of the night. Fantasy name generators.
Ooh, sorry about that.
No, don't be, because I
be open
need to
anyway.
I should be open.
Just Seedy McSeedy lady.
Huh, iRed came up. That's kind of funny. Anania.
And Nadia, nice to meet you. I am in the hunt for a bunch of seeds. What do you got? What kind of seeds do you have? Do you have a lot?
I'll
take them.
She looks in the back where you can clearly see a door that leads into an office. Actually, if you were to buy 30 different kinds of seeds, you would help me meet my quota.
Oh, really? What kind of seeds do the 30 kinds of seeds, and how much?
She leads you through, and she still speaks a little standoffish, but she shows you all the different kinds of shelves. So you have you would end up walking away with 100 seeds, of all different kinds, flowers, fruits, vegetables, the whole shebang, all native to Tal'Dorei.
Okay, how much?
That'll be 30 gold pieces.
Holy, that's quite a bit of.
Yeah,
quite a bit
but
of
you
gold.
really would be helping me meet my quota, and I could.
Ooh,
really
that's a
use the
good
help.
point. That's a really good point.
Mm-hmm.
Let me
Yeah,
look
but
at
if
my
he's helping you-
finances.
If he's helping you meet your quota, shouldn't you give him a discount? I mean, 30 is a lot. Buy
Okay.
30, get 10% off.
That's fair. I forgot about some of our recent promotions that we have going on. So that would be. She stops for a second and then walks back to the counter and starts working with this strange Arcanotech object that just starts displaying numbers. That'll be 25 gold.
25. How many seeds am I getting? 100?
100 seeds.
Oof. Are they rare seeds?
Some of them are.
Can I roll a persuasion check to see if she can give me more of a discount?
Yes. Roll persuasion. I will roll my side over here. Okay.
Okay. That is going to be 18.
18. I got a 17.
Hey, so listen, Sorry, I'm just really excited about all these seeds. You know, I got 18 gold on me. Is that enough? Can that be enough? Please let it be enough.
I'll say that that's enough.
Okay, thank you.
You know, I reach into my pouch and I pull out 12 gold. Actually, no. It's
No, you don't. You frickin' roll it. You have enough for what you just rolled?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Dermot's
loaded.
fucking loaded. He just doesn't know or comprehend how much money he has.
I have tried to explain it to you.
If you would just read the manual that I provided.
She's like, the bars are
He
not
laminated
silver.
in everything.
That is platinum.
Dermot grabs. It's 12 coins.
Oh god. Oh god.
It's 7 gold, 3 platinum, and 2 silver.
3 platinum.
Thurston intervenes. He can't. He can't. He was gonna let this shit show happen, but that's too far. I'm sorry. He as a person cannot allow this stuff. But like, oh, I think, Dermot, I think you miscounted a little bit, and he's just gonna like push the platinum back to you.
Well, these two are almost the same color. I gotcha.
No, slightly different shade. You want that one instead, and he points to the gold.
Gotcha. I get those two mixed up.
Jesus Christ. We'll say with whatever exchange you guys plan on doing amongst yourselves, she accepts the 18 gold, and
I pushed
Cito,
18 gold.
you have an Aldi paper bag filled with all different kinds of seeds.
Is it just like filled to the brim with seeds?
Yes.
Oh my god, this is going to last me so long, at least a week.
I'm happy to help. And then
Thank you, and I'm happy to help you meet your quota. Congratulations, you did it. You're the employee of the month. I love you. Anyway.
You see, she's like, thank you so... What? And then you just leave.
Yeah, I just zoom out. Just walking around in a circle again, like, hey, where are we going next, guys?
Jesus. Faraday's been like hanging outside, and all of a sudden, just like the door slams open. And Cito,
Cito's like speeding
big
around your
bag of
legs like
seeds.
Sonic.
more.
Thurston, do you just
Look at all
want to
these seeds I
hang
got.
on to this bag for me?
If you'd like me to.
Okay.
He's been waiting for you to say that for 6 months.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Thurston, how you feel with that? You good?
A lot less anxious.
Yeah. Yeah, I
she's-
mean,
I'm about to get
I
into
think
real
that's the
big
most amount of money he's
trouble.
ever held in his life. I mean, you know.
That's fair.
Rhodes, I am messaging you privately on
Oh,
Discord.
God.
When you decide to count all of this.
Jesus criminy. All right. I'll say at this point, it is starting to push a little bit closer to dinner time. Is there any last thing that you guys would like to do while in the city proper, or do you head up towards the castle?
We head towards the castle.
Okay.
Toward the castle we go! Ha
Mm.
I think even Brian is questioning this character choice.
ha! Yep.
Yep.
I'm gonna.
We didn't get
I
the
feel-
leash, the little backpack thing, did we?
Oh my god.
No.
Sorry,
I'm
take my brain a
just-
second.
Like dragging you like a dog. Like, can we go over here, please?
No, we were gonna it was gonna be like a
Like
nice
a Quokka
one.
backpack, but
Yeah.
it's a leash.
It just attaches just so that you don't run too far ahead.
But I never run too far ahead. I'm just walking here. That's what I'm doing. I'm just walking. It's fine. This is totally fine. I'm gonna roll. Should I roll like some sort of
save?
Constitution saving throw?
I'll say, yeah, go ahead and roll a con save.
He's gonna crash.
Rhodes, make sure you add all of that to your inventory because I deleted it from mine.
No, it's going on the tab of my notes that has the party gold amount. It's he's honest. He's not trying to steal anyone's money. There will be a party gold column and a Dermot gold column.
I rolled a 4.
Okay.
Oh God.
So here's what happens. As you guys are starting to make your way towards the castle, making your way, Cedo, your stomach turns
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
as caffeine is a diuretic, and you suddenly realize rather quickly that you need to
That you've
find
made a mistake.
a bathroom ASAP. That you've made a mistake.
What's around me?
We'll say that you guys are moving from the market ward up through kind of like higher up residential, like nobility quarter. So a lot of fancier houses, some manors. You can see that there are some a consistent patrol of Whitestone guards, but they're not like actively seeking anything out. They're just patrolling the streets. You're noticing that the people that are sort of milling about are dressed in more finer garb, sort of taking in the sights, that sort of thing. So that's what you're seeing immediately around you.
I guess how much time do I have before shit myself?
You rolled a 4, which wasn't a natural 1. So I'm going to say you have 5 minutes before you hit danger zone. So,
All right, so how
hold on,
far
let's
is
see if
it?
I can find
How
the
far of a
equivalent
walk is it?
Yakety Sax on Sirenscape.
How far is it from the estate that we're going to?
It is
Oh,
about
God,
a
you're gonna
15-minute
blow up
walk.
The Derolo's bathroom?
How far is it back to the cafe?
I'm gonna say
Is there a can we tell that Cedo's having a problem?
make a perception check.
Insight check.
I'm gonna say with
Yeah, I was just gonna
advantage,
say.
if only because it's been pretty easy to tell when he's under the influence of caffeine. That you'll notice real quick if something changes.
Thank God. Okay, so Thurston, being so anxious about you guys making a good impression, is like hyper focused on you guys. So his natural 20 gives him a 26.
Oh yeah.
Cedo is not ready for this moment.
Oh my god. Yeah, you can tell almost the moment he has that like in his stomach. Like you can almost hear it.
Uh-oh.
Tad, I think we
Uh-oh.
need the door handle.
Uh-oh.
She'll go to the nearest, tree that's not the sun tree and just, let him in.
Per the rules, I believe you actually have to find a
wall.
A wall?
Nearest house. Nearest
I mean,
Yeah,
house.
we're
just
in the
the
middle of
nearest
a
house.
city.
There's house.
Yeah, the nearest
Yeah.
wall. She'll just go to the nearest wall, what the fuck ever.
Okay.
And just open the door.
Make me a perception check. Hold on, I'm trying to find
27.
27. You do find. There we go. Oh, this will work. You do find a wall for one of the manors that you're passing by. You are noticing though that patrol guard is pretty consistent on that particular street, so you will have to time it in order to approach said noble's manor to activate the doorknob.
I'll do it.
She hands it over.
Okay.
He's gonna just walk over as if this totally planned. He belongs there, and so he's gonna see what happens.
Okay. You start to approach the manor wall, and the guard patrol, as it's walking by, goes, "Hail, may we provide you some assistance?"
How close am I to the wall?
You are about 15, 20 feet.
Okay. Yes, gentlemen, thank you. I am to be having dinner with the Derulos shortly. I'm visiting from Western. I find myself a little bit turned around. I was hoping to visit this home and perhaps get some assistance. But if you could be of assistance, that'd be great.
Yes, of course. Any visitors from Western, we can absolutely care for. What do you need?
Well, my friend here, he needs just a moment. He's a druid, and he wanted to visit the flowers here in this garden. He simply had to stop, and I was going to ask these nice people if they would allow him to inspect the garden.
Yeah, please.
Oh, all right. Make a persuasion check.
I'm getting
FYI.
major like toddler having
FYI,
suddenly go.
That's what I'm going for.
4 minutes and 45 seconds.
18.
18. Sure. Would you just give us one moment? Would you mind just keeping an eye here? And he turns to his partner, and eventually they have a small conversation. Then they step away, or one of them steps away to approach the manor. They knock.
Squeeze your cheeks together, Cito. This is like that drive home at an emergent time of day. You hit every red light.
It takes a couple moments, but eventually the door does open. You can see a butler answers. There's a small exchange of words, and you see the butler like look over in your direction, kind of sneer a little bit before turning back to the guard, and then the butler disappears inside, and then the guard just looks back at all of you. Just one moment.
Uh-huh.
And then time slowly ticks away. Eventually, you do see the lady of the house does stand at the doorway, and she gives a slight wave to your group and then converses with the guard. Eventually, the exchange does finish, and the lady steps back in, the door closes, and the guard slowly makes his way back over. She, unfortunately, is not quite prepared just yet. She would ask if you would just allow just a moment or two so she can have some of the help clean up the garden before she receives company.
Understandable, though I can't imagine why it needs any cleaning up. It is gorgeous as it is, but I do understand.
Yeah,
And
really
he's like
nice.
looking at Cad over the guy's shoulder, like, I'm distracting them.
Kat will like see if she can stealth up to like maybe a shady portion and like stick the doorknob in the wall.
Okay, make me a stealth check. 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
Natural 20 for a
Yes!
40. 32. She's like, come on,
Close.
Cito. She like cracks the door open.
Oh my god. You sneak through. I almost said stink. You sneak
I
through.
just wasted
Yeah.
a natural 20 getting Cito to take a
I
shit.
was just about to say.
You did.
Remember
Yes, you
it when,
did.
Sneak.
When you fail.
You
Yeah,
sneak
this
through the
is the dice that
shadows.
rolled natural 1 on me last week.
You sneak through the shadows and easily just plant the doorknob, turn, and you see that golden line create the door, and you open it and you signal to Cito. Cito, you are currently
Yes.
standing in front of a guard. What do? You do spot. I'll just give it to you. You spot Cad, who has opened the door, and it is against the wall of that manor. Minute 45.
Wait. So the guard is in front of me and Cad's behind the guard?
Yes.
Okay, is there like... I am like... God.
Do I see all of this playing out?
You do, yes.
Kat is
Minute and
going
30, by the way.
to.
Oh, I'll be like, oh, wait, what's that over there?
Okay.
Well, in order to try to distract the guard, Kat is going to cast Thaumaturgy, because, you know, she has that now, and make all the windows and all the doors in the house just fly open.
Okay.
Whoa!
I'm gonna
Run.
say, Cito, real quick, make me a deception check with advantage. You have a minute until bad stuff.
Like, to mask the vocal component, she, like, coughs.
Oh, God. No. Oh, no.
Oh, buddy.
Hey,
8?
Do we notice his straining here?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, I'm
at
gonna
this
let him
point.
re-roll it. Try it again.
Okay, go for it.
We're gonna rewind
This
that
might
moment.
you
This
just
is
need
getting
to turn
bad.
into a cat.
Oh god, another 8.
30 seconds.
Brian!
14.
Okay, with a 14, the guard goes, what the hell? And then turns and looks at the manor. Does not spot Cad, but looks at the manor at all the windows and doors that have flown open. You have 15 seconds, and you found your opening.
Okay, I'm gonna gun it
Okay,
into the closest bathroom.
okay.
As he runs,
wait,
don't
will
you dare shit on the floor.
Will I make? Will I make it? Will I make it?
Yes, at this point, you dash
Okay.
in. Oh, perfect timing. Okay. So, I am going to say,
When you put the
Guys, we're ready to
doorknob
save
on
the
a
world.
wall, you can like when you do that, you can determine what the inside of the mansion looks like every
It's just a
time.
pot. It's
It
just a
can be
Correct,
different.
yes.
It's just
Yes.
a bathroom.
The
I
inside of the porta
imagine
potty.
it's it's our mansion as it normally is, but like 5 feet inside the door, there's just a toilet, like in the middle of the
The
foyer.
entryway is just a bathroom now.
I would hate that. That'd be awful.
It's
We keep it classy though. It's a golden
temporary.
toilet.
I won't
So-
lie to you guys.
Cleaning.
I was
You
just about
wanted
to
it
like
to
turn
happen.
into like a mouse or something and just shit out little mouse pellets.
That must have been smart.
Now that's the trick though. You're a mouse, but it is still a gnome-sized shit.
human size shit.
Oh God. No.
I would have said that the mouse would have taken damage at that point from how
Yeah.
big that monstrous
And
shit
then you
was
would
going
have
to
turned
be.
Oh
back.
God, then you would have
into
turned
gnome.
back.
Yeah, and then
Would have
just
kept going.
Like mid shit, like they're massive hang time.
Oh, God.
It's like a broken ice cream machine. Like
It's like fucking McDonald's. The ice cream
Oh.
machine's always broken.
Oh, I love you guys
And
so
this is what
much.
happens on Decisions and Dragons.
Decisions and duties
Than
tonight.
duties. This is
Yeah.
to stop someone
Oh.
from shitting themselves.
This is
Oh
like the
my
most successful
God.
plan we've ever had.
On
was
tonight's
executed
episode of Decisions and Duties.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
Oh.
So, here's what happens in
I
slow
don't
motion.
shit myself.
Yeah, tell us what happens, Cujo.
The guard turns and
You
is
carry wet
distracted by the
That's the marks.
thaumaturgy. And you watch as, in slow motion, Cedo does the most desperate run of his little life as he basically dives through the open doorway into the mansion. I'll say Cad because you are at the doorway. You can hear the echoing sounds emanating from where Cedo landed. As you do successfully, you don't make a mess. You make it into a bathroom, but it does echo out into infinity.
Just-
And-
That's icky.
Oh, God. Oh. You alive in there?
Yes, I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
After about 10 minutes, because the guards at this point have turned to go investigate the windows and doors all opening by themselves, the people inside are worried and kind of terrified at the strange development. I'll say, Cedo, you successfully finish in the bathroom. And now are going to start feeling a little sluggish as you are coming down off of the caffeine high. But
Ted gags a little when he comes out the door. Oh,
It's thank you for getting the store in place, and
did you like my new trick with the windows and doors in the house?
that was spectacular. I was just about to turn into a mouse and just poop all over as a mouse. It would have been horrendous.
Well,
So thank you. Thank you. And he's kind of just yeah,
don't mention it. Maybe next time, not as much coffee.
it's
Or, you know,
I
drink
just
it at home.
I'm just not used to it. I really haven't had it since that one time We were with the Nollards.
Well, tonight at the Derolos, eat plenty of things that are a little heavier. You know, soak all the coffee up. Don't drink any if it's offered after dinner.
Okay, maybe tea. Tea's usually better.
There you go.
Thank you. And sorry about the noise.
You know,
It was the croissant and the coffee.
it's not something I'll forget anytime soon, Cito.
Holy
Great.
She like,
shit.
takes the doorknob and just puts it back in the bag of holding. She goes, that was 8 hours worth of can't use it till tomorrow now, so hope you don't have to shit again.
That's our one.
I think I got it out.
You get a magnificent mansion, and it's just so that like
Oh.
bathroom emergencies.
Magnificent
That's how-
bathroom. Oh my god. Anyway. You all gather yourselves and start heading up towards the manor. As you do, some of the guards that patrol the perimeter do spot you. They recognize you at this point. They wave and allow you in. The gates open to the beautiful and lavishly decorated and strangely mechanical Castle Derolo. You can spot that as you
Wait,
enter.
do we just leave as that woman is preparing her home for visitors? So we can look
Kristen
at her
will, like,
garden.
you know, after he sees Cito is good, he'll gesture to one of the guards and say, I see that something is going on, and I would not want to add to their distress, so, you know, perhaps another time, but please thank the lady of the house for us.
Sounds good. The guards do nod and then can fully focus on whatever the fuck just happened in that house.
As they're walking away, like Kat's gonna whisper to Arthea, "Did you see that? I did that."
That's very good. That's very, very good.
Magic is so weird. Does my hair look okay? My mom, she's so embarrassing.
He'll smooth it down.
Tuck a couple strands back. Make sure there's no flyaways.
She knows I hate it when she calls me Caddy.
Everyone's gonna call you Caddy now.
I know.
Daddy, that was you that threw all those windows open? I thought you were way more subtle than that.
Dermy? That's even worse than Caddy.
Yes.
I know magic now.
Great, isn't it?
It's so weird. It's been useful so far. I mean, I guess it kept Cito from shitting his pants. That was also
The Raven
weird.
Queen will be proud.
2 natural 20s.
Well, she was a human once, so I think she'd understand.
And time was rewound. To
Now
fix
it's
a
just not the
child.
time for. Listen, now it's just
Ow.
not the time for a brownout. Like, we
Yeah.
have a dinner.
It's not the best It's not the best impression.
You know what? If we can use our magic and our ability to manipulate the flow of time to make sure that someone does not shit themselves, well done.
That was beautiful. That was.
I hope
beautifully
someone would do
executed.
that for me, you know?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Seriously.
If you guys knew magic and I was about to shit myself, I would hope you would use your magic to make sure I don't.
And you
I
know
would
what?
do the
If we're
same for
somewhere that
you.
we can't like install the door, we'll prestidigitate you.
Of course. That's what friends do.
Yes, but you'll still be left with the memory.
I have modified memory.
Friends don't let friends
That's
shit
true, you do have
themselves.
modified
Just
I would-
burn all of these high level spells.
Legit, I was about to just find a flower pot and just be like, "I'm sorry, little flower bird," you know.
Give me the
I
bridesmaids.
should have cast bless on you when you were rolling for it first. I forgot I had bless.
The Raven
Jesus.
Queen blesses your search for a bathroom.
Somewhere in the ether, the champion of the Raven Queen is like, "Ah, yes, I knew I
Yes.
placed my faith in the right person."
Please, like Vox Machina wouldn't have done that.
Oh
same
yeah,
thing.
100%.
They would have gotten stuck at the door.
It's true.
And it probably would have been grog.
Yeah.
Anyway, you all are led inside, and you are met with a beautiful interior. You see actually on the mantle in the foyer there is a family portrait. You see Vexalia, Percy, and a little girl that you had spotted, actually, I believe, in your first days here at Whitestone many years ago. In real time, 6 months ago in game time.
Okay.
Little Vesper. But you see that it is very ornately decorated inside. You spot several servants who are essentially on call, saying, "Oh, if there's anything you need, please just say the word. We'll make sure that you're accommodated. If you'll please follow us." And they lead you through this beautiful manor to what looks like a sitting room. And inside you can see Percy, Vexalia, Pike, Scanlan, and someone you have heard before, but not directly seen before. A mountain of a man. Part giant with tattoos that sort of crawl up his shoulders and around his neck, with a big old black beard. Jacked and muscled like you've never seen, wearing what looks to be like half a monk's robe that looks a little beaten up. He's got this large belt that looks like it's got the emblazoned image of a dwarf on the front. And he is currently seated at this table that should be considered a large table for, like, sitting for coffee, if you're reading a lot of books, if you're, organizing a charcuterie, that sort of thing. He is seated at one of these chairs, and he's got just this huge mug of ale in his hands, and he is in the middle of drinking it all the way down. But Pike looks up and says, "Oh, hey guys, they sort of invited us too, so yay." How are things?
As soon as we walk in and see the Lord and Lady Derulo, I immediately remove my hat.
Yeah, I think on the way, Cad would have stopped because, you bring your hosts a nice gift, and bought some flowers for the table or something like that, because, she may not have put on a dress, but she's not completely devoid of manners.
Arthea walked behind you and actually did prestidigitate off all of the various whatever might have been on it.
She keeps her.
I produced the bear claw that I bought earlier from their bakery.
Yeah, from their bakery.
Arthea, I like the idea that Arthea is like, "You look perfect, you look beautiful. Don't worry about it, you look fine." And then the moment Kat starts walking, she just sees the blood on the back of her outfit and is like, "Oh, no.
She's like, she got mommed, so she's like, "No."
Vexalia will approach Cadriel, says, "You have the flowers," and she's like, "Oh, darling, thank you. This is so sweet of you. It's been so long. How are you all doing? How was your travel?" And she'll take the flowers and set them. She'll find a vase and set them in the mantle.
Well, that's been happening, I suppose, in many, many different ways.
So I've heard. So we all have heard. And at this point, you hear as this large mug is slammed onto the table. "That's a good buzz, but I could use a little bit more." And Percy goes, "Perhaps for dinner, Grog. Pace yourself. We have guests." But Vex eventually says, "Yes, Percy mentioned that there was something rather dire that you had to deliver, or some sort of new horror for us to keep in mind. Care to explain?"
I look at Thurston.
Yeah.
I suppose we can get right into it. When we last spoke, I mentioned a different nobleman that was causing trouble, let's say, with my family.
Is this the Whitwards?
Yes.
The moment you say yes, Percy goes, ugh, dreadful people, I'm so sorry.
Well, perhaps more so than you think. We've recently come into some information that we have no reason to believe isn't true, but does indicate that the Lord Woodward is actually passed, and there is someone in his place pulling the strings.
As you say this, Pike, Vex, and Percy all kind of look with a keen eye and like key into what you're saying. Scanlan is currently feeding a flask to Grog so that he can continue to get his buzz on.
I hesitate to even say this out loud, but the evidence we have indicates that it may be Raishan in disguise.
The moment you say Raishan, the flask clatters to the ground. Oh, no. No. Scanlan fully turns. No, she's dead. As does everybody else. They all turn with wide eyes. What do you mean you believe it to be Raishan? Where did you see this information?
We ran into a group of people that seem to make it their duty, responsibility, to understand what is happening in the world. They don't deem it necessary to intervene in any way, shape, or form or be helpful, but they seek to understand. And they had records, essentially as if they were writing down the history of the world that they observed. And that is what the records indicate.
You sort of give this brief explanation, and Percy's all of them are sort of lost in this idea that Raishan is still out there. And Pike speaks up. But we all saw Carrick get the final blow. We all saw Raishan. Her skull was caved in. Unless somebody found her.
Cujo, how familiar would I be with the legend of Vox Machina and the fact that Percy has died? I think Pike has died.
Mm-hmm.
Vex has definitely died before.
Mm-hmm.
How familiar would the average person be with those types of details?
Scanlan has also
died
during that, right, Sean?
Yeah.
Specifically, that fight with that particular dragon. Make me a history check. I'll say with advantage, given that you guys, I mean, pretty much from day one of you guys adventuring out as a group, you have come across tales. At one point, one of you, I believe, picked up a book. Maybe it was one of Gilmore's that was literally the tale of Vox Machina, as told by Tyrion Darrington.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of insider moments that you are aware of, but
that is a Miss Jackson.
With a Miss Jackson, you recall either from conversing with Arthea as she read Tyrion's book, or just as you have traveled and come to know the members of Vox Machina, you are aware of the deaths that Vox Machina has faced and come back from.
Arthea probably would periodically, like when they sat down, would be like, "Did you guys know that back?" and then just like rattle off like a couple facts because she didn't know it at all.
I kind of look pointedly at each of the people in this room who have died and been brought back, and just say it's not so far-fetched a thing that someone who has died might be returned to life. abhorrent as the notion may be.
Pike, what were you just doing?
That's true. That's kind of a weird thing to be grouped up in. You know, I heal, but
But that group, who they had just been fighting, it's not impossible that somebody you all fought comes back.
you say that, and Pike kind of like shakes her head, and Percy, does somebody want to key me in? And Pike says,
Sorry, Pike.
there may have been something going on at the Silvercut Crossroads that I was called to help with, given my abilities and my connection to Sarenrae. There was an artifact that had... there's no easy way to say this, so I'm just say it real fast and hope that it works. May have had Sarn with the soul of Delilah Briarwood stuck inside, and it might have been causing a whole bunch of undead to attack the town and maybe bring a whole bunch of people into the mountain range and then turn them into further monstrosities so that she can use for her own ends. And Percy was like bothered before with the mention of Raishan. His whole demeanor changes when he hears Delilah Briarwood's name. Has it been destroyed?
Yes.
Are you sure you saw it yourself? You see his voice. He's not like noble Percy at this point. He is speaking from a darker place.
Anger Percy.
Yeah.
No,
Evil boy.
but I trust the one that was there. You can speak to him yourself. He's here.
He's the guy that I brought in. I'm currently working on healing and kind of helping him around. He's recently lost an arm from the encounter. All right. As long as it was destroyed, and it has no chance of interfering anymore with the lives of this land, then... all right. But as for Raishan, this would mean that somebody would have had to know where her corpse was that we left it. Which means that they would have known where her lair was.
Can I
And-
ask, where did you leave it?
I believe we had left it in her lair. I believe that
Where?
the last I heard was that there was some hunters that might have been able to make some use out of her hide.
Where was the lair?
Shit, my critical role lore is not as good as I thought. Hold,
I
please.
saw an island in the sea.
Just lost some nerd cred, sir. Don't
Okay,
remember. Jeez.
rude. Rude. I'm still glaring at you, Rhodes, as I'm typing.
Yeah.
Oh,
Sorry,
it's
sorry.
clear.
Joe,
no.
you're the DM. You're honor bound to be an encyclopedia of knowledge, regardless
Yeah,
if
that's
the
true.
information may or may not ever come up.
It's true. This is very true.
Even if it's not your own world.
Yeah, especially if it's not your own world.
Calendar and all.
Oh, fucking calendar.
I mean, that's Dungeon Mastering 101. Just know everything.
Yeah,
Just to know everything.
everything all the time.
Yeah,
I mean,
everything all
considering
the time.
Everything everywhere
We're all at
Yeah.
once, yes.
yes, considering the amount of which I have had on hand for like any other deep lore questions, getting this one and having to look it up, I'm okay with it. It's fine.
This is why I only DM in my own worlds now, because I can just make shit up.
Percy says it was a remote island with a mountain range out in the ocean. If I recall, there was a missive sent to Iman to have several armed personnel, along with some taxidermists and other hunters, to be dispatched to go and deal with the corpse. I cannot tell you what came of that venture, but that was sent for pretty much immediately upon returning.
Who was in charge of that in Iman?
I couldn't tell you. I merely just sent a message to the council and let them know that they would find a dead ancient green dragon whenever they decided to deal with it in that island. I do know that they also had their own worries with Thordak's lair and what was left of that. Ultimately, you read this in some sort of journal. We have no confirmation necessarily unless... And Vexalia speaks up. No, darling, she's been through a lot. Besides, she's got her own things to do. She's the voice of the Tempest. She's got her people to look after. We don't want to alert her as well. But it may be good to do so. And Piper,
If I may, this is urgent enough for the Mistress of Ravens and her champion to lend blessings and a power.
Vex keys into what you're saying, and at some random points, everybody else in the room kind of glances in her direction at some point. You've spoken with her.
Yes.
And him as well?
She'll pull her shirt aside. He gave me this. And he asked about you.
Well, what did you tell him?
I told him that I never witnessed anybody tell an entire council of diplomats to fuck off in the most powerful and polite of ways, as we saw you do in Vasselheim. And he said that sounded just like you. But Raishan's resurrection speaks to a larger problem. The blending of two realms, one of which contains the Whispered One. Things that should be dead aren't.
He did
Necromancy is hard at work here.
I recall reading when we were in the library, Whispered One, or the thing that it became, did have a necromancer of some kind shortly after appearing in that world.
As Delilah Briarwood, Raishan, and now the Whispered One have all been mentioned, Grog speaks up and says, I'm too sober for this. Give me that fucking flask. And he just downs whatever's inside. Pike, darling, do you think you could send a message to Keyleth? And Pike says, okay. Just give me a second. And she holds onto her holy symbol and her eyes glow white. Keyleth? We kind of need you here. It's pretty urgent. Do you think you could stop by? And then the spell completes. And there's this moment of quiet. Okay, she said that she can find a tree and she should be here in about 10 or 15 minutes unless she's permitted to use one of the trees in the garden. Vax actually looks at Percy and he kind of thinks for a moment. Yes, I believe that would be wise. And you notice this little bit of tension.
Yeah, I want to roll an insight check on that.
Go ahead.
13.
With a 13, you can't put your finger on it. But there's definitely... There was something when they mentioned messaging Keyleth originally in Vex's eyes. And you clocked something in Percy's as well. You cannot put specifics, but you some things in the air between those two. Pike once again clutches her holy symbol. Her eyes go white. Percy said that it was fine if you wanted to use one of the trees in the garden. And then her eyes return to normal. Okay, she's going to be here in just a few minutes then. Scanlan, who hasn't said anything, just sort of takes a seat at the table and just kind of says, wow, it really sure feels like nothing we did stuck, huh? Huh.
I wouldn't say that. When the veil between two worlds begins to merge as it has, that's not anything that, well, any of us could have anticipated. It's nothing that you could have done. Everything you did mattered. It allowed us to live the happy, peaceful lives we've been able to, at least so far.
Make a persuasion check.
This wasn't his best work. That's a 12.
With a 12, you just kind of hear a small chuckle come from Scanlan. Not much beyond that, though. Eventually, one of the servants sort of knocks on the doorway. Dinner is served, if you would all like to join me in the dining room. And one by one, you're led, all with this hanging tension in your group, towards a beautifully decorated dining room. You can see on the mantle another mural is painted, but it shows the DeRollo family before everything went to shit. You all are seated, and just as you are about to start feasting, you hear the door to the front of the manor open. And you hear, sorry, I tried to take care of the dirt on my boots, but I guess we could just take care of that later. Sorry, I'm here. And Keyleth, the voice of the Tempest, has appeared in the room. And this is where we're going to go to break. So if you want to give us about 5 minutes, we can go to the bathroom, get drinks, do our thing. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. In the meantime, be nice to each other, and we'll see you guys in a couple minutes.
Stop harassing that cat. My God.
That poor cat.
She's fine. She's purring.
Well met, friend.
Good day to you.
right, welcome back, everyone. So, also, hello, Opie. Oh,
He's
you
so
are like,
cute.
no, elbow. Oh, hi. Actually, maybe that's the voice for the dog. Hey, what you guys doing?
I feel like that's pretty close for him, yeah.
Little stump of a tail.
Are you a good boy?
He's
Are you a good boy?
adorable.
I was trying to give him like shake it around a lot. Oh, there it goes.
Oh.
All right, get out of here.
So, as you guys are enjoying your meal, Keyleth has entered, and I'm just going to say for the sake of time, the news has been broken to her as well. And she also sort of plops down at one of the seats. Okay. Well, what's the plan then? We need to confirm whether or not she's, alive. And if she is, kill her again, I guess. Percy says, well, given that she is currently posing as a, recently elected mayor of Westron, it's going to be quite a challenge to get that confirmation that we need. I propose that the one with the closest connection would be able to confirm that and report back. And unfortunately, Sir Nollard, that would be you.
Indeed.
I don't delight in sending other people in to do dirty work, but I feel that if I were to make my presence known, Raishan would know that there's a problem and would go into hiding, and therefore we would not be able to find the truth of the situation.
It is understandable, and there is unfinished business between the two families, so it would not be out of the question for me to call upon them.
Also, the business ventures of Westron of late have been shoddy at best. I've been hearing rumors of some sort of agreement with one of the houses in Craghammer to supply them with some sort of materials, and given the journey from Craghammer to Westron, that is quite an undertaking. I think it would be best... Oh, yes.
Materials are for weapons that magic cannot heal the wounds.
It's called Shadak, I believe. Something mined up near Craghammer or in Craghammer.
I've seen it in action. As much as I'd like one of those swords, it's not something that would be good if it got around.
Keyleth, her eyes darken at the mention that magic cannot heal the wounds from these. And she thinks for a moment. Anything with that sort of property... I mean, I could probably ask some Earthashari, but that doesn't sound like something of Exandria. That sounds like something of another place. Typically something like from the Hells or something similar. That's not a material that's supposed to have that property in Teldore.
Do you know anything about lyrium?
I've heard a little bit. It's supposed to be dangerous. More than one occurrence we've heard of lyrium explosions occurring, so, we've heard about some of the fallout from that. Percy at this point speaks up. Yes, there was some debate of residuum versus lyrium and the effects that it has on a particular magical effect. Lyrium is more bombastic. It is an enhancement material as opposed to residuum, which is a true substitute for any arcane requirements, substance requirements.
Yes,
Unfortunately.
lyrium is very helpful in battle, but
You've used it.
Once or twice.
I would err on the side of caution, as there is, unfortunately, a small community of arcanists who did the same and became quite dependent on the substance, as it was highly addictive.
I don't have that much, but
Addictive how?
Well, imagine that you have the ability to see exactly how everything works. You see behind the veil and see the true engine that powers our reality. Then imagine that that sight fades away as an arcanist, or as a warrior, fighter, whatever you prefer. I suspect that people would fall easily into that trap to want to be in that space all the time. Even I can see the appeal myself. It's just mimicking eating.
Just eating my soup, not looking at anybody.
thing is, fighting Raishon the Deceiver in undead form. Power boost.
Scanlan will speak up at this point and say, speaking from experience, struggling with a substance addiction problem while also fighting dragons, not a good combination. I was in a pretty dark place after I came back, and it took a lot for me to kind of get over that addiction. If my daughter wasn't around, I probably would have lost my mind.
Thing is, lyrium is being experimented with as well. It's being mined, and if Shadek is not from this realm, is it possible that the same problem is happening with Illyrium?
Percy will speak up again at this point. Ultimately, it is not my decision what you do with your resources that you have on hand. If you can control it, then I would say it is quite a boon. But if you can't, then I'd recommend removing it from your inventory, just for safety. But as for this Jadek, we cannot sit idly by. We've enjoyed our retirement in our different ways. He says that with a little bit of edge. But if it is true that Raishon has returned, then that means we must heed the call and make sure she's put down truly this time. I, for one, and I don't know what my compatriots are going to say, I'm going to devote some resources into seeing if I can't get some information from Craghammer and see what leads we can pull from that avenue. I would appreciate it if some others at this table would do the same. And Pike says, I never really liked Craghammer, other than the, one Mind Flayer we got along with for a hot second. That was kind of cool, but I don't really think I'd do well in the mountains. Keyleth says, I'll do it. I'll go and see what I can find out. If anybody wants to come with me, that would be appreciated, but if not, I understand. Grog says, it's been a long time since we've traveled. Come on, Scanlan, let's go hang out with Keyleth. Let's do a bar crawl and get her drunk. Scanlan says, okay, that's fine. Oh, God. And you can just see his hesitance to step back into the shoes of an adventurer.
Excuse me, we didn't bring you this news in order to force you out of your, shall we say, retirement. We thought that you deserved to know the information, of course, and of course any resources that you have, Lord Derolo, would be appreciated, but if getting back into the adventuring lifestyle is not one that you seek, we do understand that. It's only been, what, 6 months or so, at least for me, and sometimes even I wonder how this has become my life versus other things. If I were to take a long leave of absence from it, getting back into it, I don't know if it's something I could do. Please don't feel pressured.
I understand. But I also understand that that chapter of our lives was one of the most challenging, and one in which the most, well, blood, sweat, and tears were given. I would not be able to sit well knowing that we didn't confirm the kill. So, rest assured that this will be my last dalliance, if only to put this to bed. So, the rest of Vox Machina, I leave it to them to decide whether or not to get involved. Vex says, I would prefer to remain here, if only to assist on this side of things. Maybe I can arrange some sort of meeting with nobility in Western, and maybe we can arrange some sort of party. Something to distract Woodward, so that if you need to gather more information, it will be easier to do so.
Dermot's eyes immediately perk up at the word party.
Pike says, yeah, I mean, we can always petition to include a Slayer's Cake in Western. I mean, if we wanted to expand it all, I mean, if that's a priority for the business, that would be, pretty cool to have a franchise going. And she, like, innocently looks up at Vex. That would work. Approach with legitimate business. It throws off any red flags that may pop up.
My mother is quite friendly with the zoning officer. I'm sure she can assist as well.
Pike tries to hide her grin a little bit. But as for this blending of the worlds, this is Vex talking. I must admit, I want nothing more than the opportunity to kill the Whispered One. But I've lost so much already, and I don't know that myself or even the rest of us will be able to assist in that. We can provide whatever aid you need, if it's supplies, a place to stay. And we know the gravity of everything. But we have people to look after.
Of course.
I do wish you luck. I don't know if it means much, but yeah. Trust me when I say that when you grow up reading and hearing about stories of faraway heroes and dream of being one day, it never quite fits with the reality that then comes down to greet you. So I don't necessarily envy this quest that you're on. But I am making a decision, and that is that the rest of this evening is not going to be focused on undead dragons, or the world ending, or the Whispered One, or Delilah Fuckface. Instead, we're going to drink, we're going to be merry, we're going to relax, and enjoy each other's company. And as Lady of Whitestone, I believe that there's nobody else that can really say otherwise. So, while...
Well said, and I wholeheartedly agree.
As she says that, everybody says sort of hear, hear, and raises their glass and enjoys their food. Keyleth does step away. She does say, I'm gonna go start the stuff. I will report back to Grog and Scanlan when the preparations are made for us to travel.
I'll nudge Faraday a little bit. You should ask her how Ellis is doing.
Yeah, Faraday's already like kind of
Yeah.
halfway out of her chair as Keyleth walks out.
Okay.
Dermot is kind of on the same wavelength and kind of like looks at Faraday like, do you want backup? Do you got this?
Enjoy your food.
As you step out behind Keyleth, she does hear the footsteps and turns. Oh, hey, Faraday, right?
Yeah.
Before you ask, she's doing very well.
Good.
She's learning quite quickly. It's a little scary, if I'm being honest, how much she already seems to absorb like a sponge, but her abilities are incredible.
That's not really surprising. She was picking up quite a bit just traveling with us.
I will say, lately, her energy is brighter. She has more fueling her lately. Given that she's a primal and given the current situation, I can only assume that that's because World B is merging with World A, so she's feeling more from that.
I think so too. That would make sense.
Well, it won't be long before she's... well, let's face it, I love the darling. I love her very dearly. But it won't be long before she feels she's confident enough to want to step away, and I know exactly where she will want to go.
I think we're going to be going somewhere she can't go.
Okay. You're talking about going to the other world.
I think that's ultimately where we're going to be ending up. Hopefully temporarily, but there's something we need to fix, and you heard them. If no one else is going to do it, who will? You guys are already handling a lot more, and I feel like jumping between worlds or fighting an ancient green dragon, I may take the alternative universe.
That's fair. I would not blame you. Plus, that bitch doesn't know how many more toys we've got in our pocket since the last time we fought, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. But I would recommend caution for you and your friends. Specifically your friend Thurston. If he's close to that situation, and he's caught. Just
Yeah.
don't be afraid to reach out. I mean, yes, we're going to be looking at Craghammer and all that, but if shit goes sideways, let us know, and we'll see what we can do to help out.
You'll be the first ones we reach out to if something happens. Which, with our track record, you'll hear from us sooner rather than later.
Well, that's right. Didn't you mention that you got kicked out of a couple different spots last time we talked?
Vasselheim, Singorn, although
Yeah.
that one might get rescinded because I did save one of their leaders from mind control.
Not bad.
Dad.
But who knows?
Well,
I think we have allies on the other side, and they've been fighting him.
oh, that boosts some confidence. At least now you know you're not alone.
No.
Your gnome friend, Cedo, he had this. The little. You know what?
I wouldn't.
I'm
I
just
wouldn't
gonna.
ask.
That's okay. I'm gonna leave it alone. But
That's probably best
Yeah.
for all of us if it's just left alone. To be
I think
honest.
it ate one of the grapes off of his plate, and that was a little disgusting.
Yeah, that happens. It's kind of a thing.
Yeah, I'm just
I
gonna.
was waiting for you to reenact the sound. Oh, very good, Goobboo. Very good. Or I should. Very good, Goobboo.
He like taps your cheek with one of his teeny little arms to like wake you up.
Just picturing him
Um,
eating the actual plate, like he took a grape and then just kept going.
Just like shoving it into his mouth.
Not the
Goobboo.
not the
No.
play Goobboo.
Congratulations.
Eyes closed, picks the thing
Yeah.
up like a baseball. Just
Congratulations. You know what it's like to be a single mother.
yeah.
Keyleth eventually says, well, please be safe. And I'll keep you
Roll
posted.
billing.
Well, do your best. I'll keep you posted if Ellis is planning on leaving anytime soon. Just be aware she's probably going to gravitate towards you. She does
I know.
talk about you every day.
And I had every intention of visiting after the Feywild, and then we kind of got literally swept away. If she does leave, she always has a place at the Wishing Well. Although I'm sure it's getting crowded. But sending her there might delay enough. I don't want her to be in Westron. I want her to be as far away from all of it as possible, considering what she is.
That's probably for the best.
But I will check in on her.
Well, I wish you luck and keep me posted.
I will.
And I'll let you know somehow if I find anything in Craghammer.
Okay.
And
Thank you,
she,
Keyleth.
She like awkwardly like, do we hug? Do we? She just holds out a hand.
Yeah, we're not quite hugging level.
Okay, off I go. And she just turns and like quickly shuffles out of the castle.
And I'll turn back and go back to sit down.
All right. The rest of the dinner goes by without issue. Multiple times Scanlan does glance at Goobboo, but doesn't say or ask. Is there anything you guys wish to do? Anything you wish to ask these members of Vox Machina?
I think at some point Cad would speak to Vex and just give her a little more detail about Vax and what she saw and how he seemingly was, etc. And then also ask her, you know, my mother is going to be staying here in Whitestone, helping out at the Slayer's Cake. And Pike has promised to keep her safe, but I would appreciate it if you wouldn't mind. Just the rest of my family somehow got captured and taken to the other realm, and she's all I've got here now. I just want to make sure that she's safe.
I can absolutely make sure that she is kept safe. If you like, we can give her an escort so that should she, move from the Slayer's Cake back home, that she is well guarded and taken care of.
Your entire guard is going to have knitted sweaters for every holiday, but
Well,
they might gain about 20 pounds because she likes to feed people, but I would appreciate that if it's not too much trouble. But
oh, it's not at all, darling.
also, if you ever need help with your little one, I'm sure she would be more than happy.
Little Vesper is starting to become more and more adventurous by the day. So I'm sure that perhaps a visit from your mother would be quite nice. Would be a nice change.
Maybe she'll stop asking me when I'm going to have children and settle down.
Well, it might seem like a curse, being asked that all the time, but I assure you that the alternative of having an asshole of a father is the worst option. She asks because she cares.
Well, she asked me if I was dating Thurston, and then Cito, and then Dermot.
I don't mean to laugh. It's adorable, truly.
I mean, they're wonderful people and all, just not exactly, up my alley.
And, your friend Arthea.
Just my friend.
You two have a close bond. I can see it. It's endearing.
Arthea feels like family. We've been through a lot. And again, I've been through a lot with all of them, but Arthea feels like family.
Well, take it from me. Your chosen family oftentimes is just as strong, if not stronger, as your blood family.
I believe that. My mother is all I have left in this realm, and yet, as much as I'm worried about my family, I am thankful for my companions. Even Dermot. Don't tell him I said that, though.
Of course not. I wouldn't ever tell Scanlan that I value his company. I heard that! Scanlan says from across the room.
Yeah, I'm sitting right here.
I'm right here.
No, she says, I have faith that you'll find your family, and they'll come back safely, darling.
Hopefully. I'm sorry that I couldn't give you more information on your brother.
It's all right. I am not religious by any means, but sometimes I feel him. And that's enough. I know he's somewhere where he's doing his duty, and as heartbreaking as it is, I know that this is the reality, and as much as it hurts, we have to move forward.
He seemed pleased that you had one of the feathers I found.
Thank you for that. It is kept close to my heart at all times.
Well, I am glad. And thank you for the hospitality this evening.
Of course.
It was something out of a very interesting dream, meeting all of your friends in one place.
Well, don't stick around too long, because then inevitably they're going to start the drinking contest. Scanlan shouts, and Grog's like, "Oh, it's about time!" and just grabs his keg and sets it down. Scanlan basically stands on the table at this point and says, "All right, who's in?" And he even looks to the rest of you.
Oh.
1, 2. Come on.
I look at Percy.
Percy rolls his eyes and just says, "Can you at least put the keg on another table? This one was quite expensive."
I just kind of lean in towards him a bit and say, as the Lord of Whitestone, I don't think they're allowed to beat you.
Oh, you tricksy little man.
Last time I got
Alright.
drunk playing drinking games, I lost my pants, so I think I'm going to pass for tonight.
Scanlan looks to Thurston.
Oh, not my sort of game, but do enjoy yourself.
Then Percy says, as the Lord of Whitestone, I do believe that there's nothing more bonding between two families than getting drunk and sharing family dirt."
Well,
I have family dirt.
as the Lord wishes.
Oh, let's go, Thurston.
As the rest of you, by the way, if I have to do this, the rest of you have to as well. And Pike's like, I mean, I don't have a problem. I beat you last time.
She's already a little drunk.
Yeah,
Isn't Pike
I was-
pregnant?
That wine was good. What was that, Thurston?
No, that was Rhodes. Isn't Pike pregnant?
Yeah.
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 Yes. I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
thought Pike
Pike
was
is pregnant.
JK, she's definitely not drinking.
She's faking it. She's just faking it
God
for
damn it.
It's
funsies.
water. Yeah, does Percy
Right.
know?
It's
Yeah.
water the whole time.
That's valid,
Pickle
actually.
juice.
It's early
I'm
still.
good,
She might not have
just-
shared.
I had some bad stomach issues the last couple days, so I was just to sit this one out. And Percy's like, "Oh, I do remember that one time you had some bad food when we were traveling. Yes, you're exempt." Like Trickfoot. All right. I need Constitution saving throws from everybody.
Oh, look, and I have soul trinkets. I have advantage.
Burn soul trinkets on a drinking game.
No, I don't have to burn them. I just get advantage when I have them.
Some of the drunkenness passes on to the souls. She's basically just getting them drunk too.
That's hilarious. I love that idea.
All right.
17.
Okay.
16.
Okay.
9.
Okay.
Is the liquor we're drinking, is that magical? Is it magic liquor?
It is not magical liquor. It's just from Grog's, like, bottomless keg that Percy definitely had made for him.
Sounds like it's going to be terrible quality.
Have an iron lid on it at all?
No.
Is there a magic page in it?
No, don't worry. It's not the shit liquor.
Oh god.
I Do I want to be No, I'm not going to be entirely shameless. I have a 12.
Okay. Arthea,
18.
18. Thurston,
13.
okay.
Damn it.
Faraday
Oh yeah.
and Vexalia.
No.
After the first couple drinks, you're already feeling a little woozy, and she leans on you like, oh Lord. It's fine.
I'm hearing that TikTok sound in my head. That's Licca.
Gerda kind of
So-
braces her a little, pats her shoulder.
I'm going to say that Faraday and Vexalia are out at this point.
yeah, that didn't last
I
long.
am actually going to. Do I notice this? Like
Oh.
you said, like we're a couple of drinks in as we're going, right?
Yes, and these are like big ass drinks
Yeah.
that Grog
It's
is
been a
buying.
while since Faraday has been drinking.
Yeah.
We have not
Um,
had. Well,
Pike
she's
actually-
spent
That's
most
not
of the
true.
year
Cat and
drunk.
Faraday got drunk
Wasn't
on
she
the
drinking
skyship.
True.
Yeah.
So she's probably still drunk from the ship ride over here. Like residually hungover as it is. So like
Dermot kind of like
Hair of the dog.
sways
Yeah.
over. Like Dermot's probably not looking great already either, and Dermot kind of like almost like bumps into the two of them, and says, "Come on, champ, we've hardly got started. You got this." I'm a bardic inspiration.
God.
Do I get a retroactive
Absolute
product
shameless.
inspiration?
Sure,
you
I'll
get
allow
you
it.
get a D8 that you can use on a saving
Let's
throw.
see. 7.
Oh shit.
Ooh.
So 16.
16. With a 16, you steel yourself and shrug off.
Like it's like
oh, that's so and Vex just like turns and finds a pot and just her head like dives in.
I hold their hair back.
Oh god, I know.
While reaching for another
Guys,
drink.
That vase cost you
I-
at least 1,000 gold. Oh
I'm
god.
sorry, Lady
Prestidigitation.
Vexalia. I've done all I can.
you just see a hand like wave like this. All right.
We're back.
You guys all made it through round 1. Vex is down. That means that Team Vox Machina has Scanlan, Percy, and Grog. And it's against you guys. So I need
No.
Constitution saving throws once again.
I don't know if I'm gonna pull it out this time. Let's see. Nope.
Miss Jackson.
Okay.
Natural Jackson.
Oh, natural Jackson.
That
What does
is.
that mean?
A dead nat 20 with no bonus.
It
Like,
just
I
sounds
know
like that sounds like a weird softcore porn name, and I don't know how to
Oh,
feel
no.
about it.
I mean, this is only round 2. Let's see where we go from here.
all right. Arthea.
14.
Okay. Cedo.
I'm gonna spend a luck point.
All right.
Okay, with the ability to do that.
And that did not help. So I would take the second roll, correct?
I believe so. Yeah.
I think so.
In D&D, luck points, you take the higher.
Oh, got it.
In
Oh.
D&D, all luck is good luck, which I personally disagree with, but there you go.
Eh.
13.
13. Okay. Thurston.
23.
Okay.
Damn.
Jesus. All right. Faraday.
Faraday joins Vexalia at the plants.
It's the same plant.
Oh no.
It's like she's holding Vex, like she's got Vex's hair, and then is reaching for, like, is being handed a drink, downs it, and like had kept it down, and then Vex went like retched, and then that just set it off, and
Oh,
like
no.
that was
Vex-
the closest thing that was not the carpet. So like,
Vex reaches over and holds your hair back as you're still holding hers.
It's like freshman year in college.
it really is. Like, I'm pretty sure she was still drunk after getting off the ship.
Oh,
So
God.
Cujo, and you had said, like, as we were walking into the palace, like, we were seeing, like, all of the, like, mechanical shit
Yeah.
going on, right?
Yes.
In my drunken state, I turn to Percy and just start complimenting him on just all of it.
On the clock
Yeah,
tower.
those door hinges, those are really nicely done.
You'd be surprised how easy it is if you just press and push. It's so this so much wrist work. It's so unnecessary. Just push. It's so nice. And the little thing, the bird, the flappy tick is wonderful.
Tick tock,
Yeah.
tick tock.
Yes, I'm working on a clock
Wow,
tower.
y'all.
But you and him just slur compliments back and forth. Scanlan says, I got you guys.
Oh,
Like
Oh, no,
fully passes out on the ground.
not the meat man.
I know. All right. That means that
Hey,
You
that
guys are-
is Mr. Burt Reynolds to you.
Mr.
All
Burt
right.
Reynolds Esquire.
Yes.
you've got Grog and Percy left on Team Vox Machina. You are
Oof.
down Faraday. I need Constitution saving throws. The DC is going up as we go. Cedo, you did manage to survive, so you're making
Oh
it to
my
round
God.
3. But barely.
18.
I am going to.
Oh,
Oh,
Cito's fucked.
At the beginning of the next round, I am going to look at Arthea and say, listen, there's only two of them left. We can sweep this contest. And we're all relying on you.
I feel not.
I don't know
Pressure.
why.
I feel a lot more pressure.
I feel it in my
I
horns.
feel an odd amount of pressure.
She goes up and feels the horn.
And as soon as you touch his horns, you get bardic inspiration.
That's good. That's good.
You bastard.
In your drunken state, you can feel it too.
I can totally feel it, guys.
Oh,
I'm gonna sweep this thing.
all right.
All right.
Let's
what
start
is
with Arthea. What'd you get with your inspiration?
that? 14.
Okay.
That's with a D8 added.
That's with a D8.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry, 15.
Okay.
do we all get that inspiration, or just
No,
our
I can
team?
only
It's
give it to
only
one
one person.
person at
That's
a
okay.
time.
That's what I was figuring. I was just double checking.
Cadriel, what'd you get?
18.
Okay. Dermot, what'd you get?
19.
Okay.
Ooh.
Cedo.
13. Use the luck
Okay.
point again.
Okay. Thurston.
we're burning so much food.
10.
Ooh,
Okay.
buddy.
The DC.
Joining everybody
so
at the
disappointed that
plan.
he barfs in Vex's vase.
The
No, the vault's
DC
next
for this check was 15. So Arthea, you barely made it. But Cedo and Thurston, tell me how you succumb to the alcohol in this drinking contest against Percy and Grog.
Thurston has been wanting to talk to Vex about this recent legislation that went through, and like this trade agreement was not he disagrees with this point. And so he goes over to talk to her when she like sees her lift her head, and just the smell of vomit in that pot just immediately triggers him. He's not even a word is said.
Are all three of you around the same phase now?
Ew.
It's a really big plot. It's a really big plot.
They're like taking turns.
I was
Yeah.
just gonna say, are you all
Faraday's
three?
probably like settled back during this round of drinking, like up against the wall, sitting on the floor,
Yeah.
gently rubbing Vex's back.
And since Thurston has long hair, since Vex is up at this point, she just pulls back Thurston's hair. I gotta keep the train going. That's all she can say. All right, Cedo.
All right, so Cito takes whatever drink or shot, and it hits him, and he's like, after the sleepiness from the coffee is, and he's kind of coming down from the caffeine high. He is pretty sleepy at this point. The alcohol is just gonna do him in. He reaches for Gubu, pillow, and he kind of just falls over.
You see Gubu immediately shift to the side of Cito's head and expand and like fluff. And you watch as Cito's like boom, boom, boom.
And Cito's just
a little hand like appears out of the pillow and just like caresses his cheek to like
just ugly snoring going on.
Percy downs one more glass and is like just about to finish it and keeps leaning back and keeps leaning back until the chair just completely falls back and he lands on the ground and you just hear and you see him like immediately like crawl over to another pot and just all of it is gone.
Oh.
And Grog looks at the devastation. I'm not even buzzed yet. All right. Next round. I need another Constitution saving throw. And you're going up against Grog fucking Strongjaw in a drinking contest. Cad, what'd you get?
15.
I am not going to give anyone bardic inspiration. I don't think that I could articulate.
I was gonna say
anything.
you're gonna try and hold on to whatever inspiration for yourself to make it.
It's a real shame I'm not a Valor Bard, because I'm pretty sure only Valor Bards can inspire themselves. Oh, that's probably not gonna do it.
What'd you get?
13.
Okay. And Arthea, what'd you get?
8.
Okay. How did the three of you get eliminated from this contest?
Arthea hiccups. And it's not just a hiccup. It's like,
Oh no!
and you just see this look of panic on her face, and then she vanishes because she dimension doored outside, but she didn't know where to go.
That's
She's
amazing.
she's like out front in a bush somewhere, just like, oh god, Thurston said not to mess up.
Oh, poor Arthea. All right, Cad.
I don't think Kat's feeling nauseous. I guess she had a lot of carbs.
True.
Carved up.
But she is gonna go stumble over next to Faraday. Be like, how you feeling, Faraday?
It's a bad idea to mix honey mead and wine. Bad idea. And whatever the hell that was. And she like vaguely waves at the table.
It's ale.
Yeah. Here's
That.
the thing. Everybody keeps asking me if I'm dating everybody else in the group. They don't know. Secretly, I like you. And then she kind of passes out.
Gertie just kind of takes her other hand and gently pats her head. Not entirely sure she heard correctly.
Tomorrow morning, she's gonna be like, Kat, did you just.
Did you? No.
This is assuming you guys are remembering shit tomorrow.
Yeah, that's gonna be a whole other role.
Yes.
Oh, that's gonna be so sad. Kat finally confesses her feelings and no one remembers it.
All right, Dermot. Tell us of the valiant struggle that ends in defeat.
I had a really good idea, and then I forgot it. I look at everybody else just dropping like flies, and I'm holding it together, and I think I'm doing okay, and then I hear Grog say, "Oh, I'm not even buzzed yet," and then it's a game over. I look towards the plant and see that the plant's full.
Mhm.
And then realizing that I'm not going to make it and I can't stop what's about to happen, I try to cast Prestidigitation
As it comes out.
as it's coming out,
Oh.
and I'm almost fast enough.
Oh, no.
Oh no.
I'm just.
I mean, really, this is Percy's fault.
Yeah.
This is
True.
true.
Yeah.
Actually, it's my fault. All of this is my fault because I convinced Percy to play. And then if Percy had to play, then everybody had to play.
Yeah.
Free will.
So
Percy has free will.
you make a bit of a mess.
I do clean it up.
Sure.
It just takes me a few tries. Like I'm trying to point my finger, but I'm doing this. So I just start casting Prestidigitation like wildly everywhere.
Yeah. And
Eventually,
you send, like,
I get it.
smells out. You send like smell of jade. You send like a cinnamon bread and like all these things before eventually you're like, no, I just want to clean this out, and then it finally evaporates from sight. As you do that, Grog goes, still the. And the room shakes. He rolled a natural 1 on that last Constitution saving throw.
Nice.
You definitely see that the table like dents in a little bit where his head hits. And Pike just looks around. Aw, buddies. And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Yay!
Pike won.
Pike one.
And she was
I
smart.
won by not
Yes,
playing.
Pike won by being the smart and responsible one.
Like one
Well,
by
I mean-
being a lame adult.
With a baby inside her.
Like, well,
I mean-
he got knocked up.
There's a difference between can't drink and shouldn't drink.
True.
And that distinction is what makes Pike a lame adult versus a wildly irresponsible adult.
True story. But to everybody who tuned in tonight, thank you so much. We love you. We appreciate you. Join us next week as we continue these adventures. Love you, Steves. But also just FYI for my party, I will be running Decisions and Dragons from my parents' house. I get to dog sit Teddy for like 3-4 weeks. So
Oh,
Hooray! And
So-
does that start next week?
yeah, next week Wednesday.
Okay.
So it'll be going until the 11th, I think, was when they come back, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, we love you. We appreciate you. Be nice to each other. And you know what? We've got a decent amount of people here. Let's go ahead and get a raid set up, shall we? Let's keep the good vibes going.
The moral of the story:
Alfredo Gate
don't
2023.
drink when
I
you're pregnant.
swear to God. I swear to God. Steve's.
Keep it up,
Steve's.
Steves.
All right. We
What
are
would you do
go-
if you just like got a bottle of Alfredo in the mail? Just saying.
I
Court, are you
don't
on Amazon?
give them ideas.
I mean, yeah,
Flipping?
but
Oh.
I needed a phone cord.
All right, let us find. We gotta find another D&D stream. Let's pass the love. Unless there's nobody playing D&D, which is weird.
Avantris is playing.
Ooh, Legends of Evantris. We're definitely gonna do them. All right. So, if you'll give me his address, I'll send it. Nope. Oh man, look at that. The raid is it's happening so quickly. Also, my friends would definitely never do that. Right?
Don't worry, Steves. I got you, bro.
Rude. Oh, stupid. I forgot because of chat things. I have to do a
Are
thing.
you on your?
Yeah. Just message me the thingy. Hell yeah, Dustin. No! Oh, I'm so upset.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Why? What if he sends you a really nice jar of Alfredo?
I thought Brian was gonna make Alfredo.
I can make Alfredo.
It's not going to help.
Set with
It's still
love.
Alfredo by itself.
But it's made with love.
That's
Send you some
awesome.
Imodium and some Tums to go with it.
But have you ever had like freshly made Alfredo? It's
Yeah, this
it's off the chain.
it's
It's
true.
amazing. It
Anyway,
makes you cry in a good way.
thank you everybody for tuning in. We're gonna raid now. Be nice to each other. Go give Legends of Evantris a follow. They're wonderful, and we will talk to you guys next week. Bye, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye. Goodbye.
Bye. Bye.